Real estate investors who are new to syndicating large multifamily properties tend to make mistakes on their first couple of deals. Sometimes these mistakes can tie them up in litigation and ruin their reputation permanently. I'm Brandon Hall, CEO of the Real Estate CPA, and today I'm going to give you 4 tips on how you can avoid huge mistakes on your next multifamily syndications. Before we get started, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get notified of any new content that we do produce. And if you're interested in learning a little bit more, check us out on a virtual workshop at www.therealestatecpa.com/virtual-workshop. All right, the first tip that I have for you guys today is to always review your loan documents for your financial reporting requirements. Often when we're talking to general partners in new syndications, we find that they haven't adequately reviewed the financial reporting requirements for the loan that they just signed. Typically what will happen is they buy the property and then a couple months in, they start to figure out what exactly they need to be producing to the lender every single month. The lender will typically say something along the lines of, I just need a profit and loss statement, a balance sheet, statement of cash flows, and rent roll. And that's what's being sent to the lender on a monthly basis. But we often find that the mortgage documents, the actual loan documents that were signed before closing, require a lot more financial reports to be sent to the lender on an ongoing basis. So one simple way to avoid your mortgage going into default is to just know exactly what is required by the lender. And if the lender is requiring some crazy statements on a monthly or annual basis, give them a call, follow up an email to get it in writing, and try to talk them down on how much reporting you have to give them on an ongoing basis. If your CPA helps you review loan documents, comment below with yes. If not, comment no. Just curious to see what your CPAs may or may not be doing for you. Tip number 2 is to avoid co-mingling funds with any other deal or bank accounts. So your syndication should have 1 or 2 bank accounts that manages your cash and cash flow. And the only time that you should be taking distributions out of that bank account is if you are taking an asset management fee or if you are distributing funds to investors. So be very careful transferring money from one deal to another deal because you can land yourself in a lot of hot water. Tip number 3 is to communicate proactively to your investors. So things go wrong and that's okay, but it's not okay if you don't let your investors know in a timely manner. You should always keep your investors front of mind. After all, they're the ones that have entrusted you with $50, $100, $400, however many thousands of dollars. So keep them front of mind whenever something goes wrong. Get in front of your problems and let the investors know when issues are coming up. It's okay if the syndication does not play out according to plan, as long as you are communicating proactively to your investors and keeping them in the loop. And tip number 4 is to have a plan for your first investor distribution. We often see syndicates withhold that first distribution so that they can build a cash reserve to help better manage cash flow. And that may work for some syndications, it may or may not work for you, but the idea is to just go into that first deal having a plan in place so that, again, going back to tip number 3, you can proactively communicate your plan to your investors. Thanks for watching. Make sure you comment, like, share, let everybody know about this content. I really appreciate it.